Oh boy, here I go. Hi and welcome back. I hope you guys are not getting bored about me talking about the PS2 because I don't know what it is. I have been so freaking excited to be playing PlayStation 2 or let's say sixth generation of console games. There has been a few years, and you may have noticed it when I don't really sort of make a lot of videos, I don't really know what to talk about or what to say. That kind of always means that I'm not really playing that many games. I don't really know what to do. And I was always someone who, especially as a kid, always was looking forward to the newest games, to the newest consoles. And up until the sort of middle of the PS4, I was always super excited to see what is next, what's happening next, what's going to come out next, and especially sort of the end of the PS4 era and the whole PS5 era. I have been so disappointed. I have been, how would you say it, uninspired by any of the games. I mean, sure, I want to play Dragon's Dogma 2. That game looks fine, but not 80 euros fine. And Stellar Blade is by far a game up my alley, but not 80 bucks up my alley. And it's not just about the price of games nowadays. We all know that when I buy a physical disc, and I'm still a physical only guy, I don't have digital games, I don't buy digital games, I'm still physical only. And we all know that if you buy a physical game, you're just not getting the product. You're not getting what you want to buy. And I'm not entirely sure really when or what happened, but I have been playing certain PS2 games. Especially, and these are the two notable ones, is Wild Arms 3 and Metal Gear Solid 3. Now, I'm not a huge Metal Gear fan. I played 1 and 2, and they were great. But, and there was a friend of mine who was always bugging me about go play Metal Gear Solid 3, and just a few months ago, a few weeks ago, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try it out. Of course, I got the PS3 HD version, and I fell in love with the game so much that I basically beat it in a weekend, and I had this feeling that I haven't felt for a very, very, very long time for single player games on modern consoles. Maybe the last time was like Dragon Quest XI, perhaps, or Horizon Zero Dawn was also good. Is the feeling of I don't want it to end. I played too much. I rushed through the game too fast, even though that was not the case. I was doing pretty slowly for Metal Gear Solid 3. I loved the game so much. And after that, I was like, you know what? Let's try out another game that I'm not super into Westerns, but someone recommended it to me. I'll play Wild Arms. I'll check out Wild Arms 3. To be really honest, throughout the entirety of my sort of modern gaming life, from PS3, 4, and now 5, of course, I always, when I go back to PS2 or PS1 or Xbox, I always say, I'm going to try this game for a little while, play these older games for a little while, and then I go back playing real games or play the newest games. So I, in that mindset, sort of, I was like, okay, let's try out Wild Arms 3, and I absolutely fell in love with this game. I tried to do everything in the game, tried to be as strong as possible, to a certain point where after 2 weeks of playing and almost more than 50 hours, I was at the point I'm like, okay, now it's time to end the game. Now I feel I have played the game enough. And to be really honest, after this game, my mind is basically doing like over hours, over time, thinking of all the PS2 games I haven't played and all the great games that I really want to play and I should play. And I feel this feeling that I haven't felt for many, many, many years. I felt excitement to go out and play video games, to play new games I have never played, or games that I started playing but never really beat. And I got this, I don't know how, if you have this anxious feeling, this feeling of FOMO, kind of fear of missing out, that I am not playing enough games in a year time. So I felt this need that I haven't had for many years. The feeling of I have to rush this game so I can play the next one. And basically the games that I'm playing at the moment is Ape Escape 3. So after Wild Arms, I played Ape Escape 3. I am at the sixth boss now, fifth or sixth boss out of the few bosses. So I'm closing in on the end. And just like Ape Escape 2, this is a lot of fun. It's a lot different than I mostly play, as I mostly play fantasy, action, Japanese Dynasty Warriors, Neo, RPGs in general, mostly RPGs. So this is sort of this is kind of my side game. I don't know if you guys have that too. You have like a main game that you spend most of your hours on, and then you have a side game or two that you sort of play in between. So I'm loving Ape Escape 3. And then my mind was saying, hey, maybe it's time to play another Disgaea game, because I have been absolutely burned out on Disgaea games, because I've played almost all of them when they came out. And let's be honest, they kind of play the same, like really, but they were always great. And I'm like, hey, I never played Disgaea 2. So I popped in Disgaea 2, and I am absolutely addicted to this game. Last evening, I spent seven and a half hours playing the game. I'm now 25 hours into the game. I am at chapter 9. I am grinding my ass off, trying to get money to buy the best weapons possible, trying to grind out the characters. The storyline is fantastic. And especially with this game, this week, I was at my work, and there were just so many games rushing through my mind. But there was one game in particular that I kept on thinking like, hey, I really should go back and play it. I really loved the game when I picked it up. But again, it was at the end of the PS2 era, and I just probably had newer games to play, so I stopped playing. Now, this is the PS4 version, with, of course, the update of that the Vita has, but that is Persona 4. So I'm having this sort of FOMO feeling, this anxious feeling of I have to rush this guy out too, because I do want to beat it. And then I'm going to play Persona 4. But at the same time, my mind was saying, wait up, Claude, wait up. There is another Persona game that you have played twice, and twice you're 50 hours into the game, and twice you have not beaten it. And that is, of course, Persona 5 Royale. Now, especially when I played Royale, the feeling of, oh, I don't like modern games anymore, I'm going back to retro gaming, really sort of slowed down my excitement to play Persona 5, even though I absolutely love Persona 5. Persona 5, Dragon Quest XI, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey are all modern games that to me are what gaming should be, what it should have evolved to, right? I mean, look at the newest Assassin's Creed game. I'm not gonna talk about a controversy because I don't give a shit, but let's be really honest. We all know it is basically Assassin's Creed Origin with a Japanese flair to it. We know it. Come on, we know how the game is going to play. We know what the features of the game is going to be. It is just a reskin of Assassin's Creed Origins. Freaking boring as fuck. Yes, it looks cool, but it's boring, and it needs it needs an internet connection to play. So I will never play the game. At least not physical. I'll probably pick it up when it's like $8 or $6 in clearance in some sort of summer sale when the PS7 is already available. Persona 5 Royale, completely playable off disc, no patches. You have DLC, but it's completely playable off disc. So my mind is saying I really want to play Persona 4, but my heart is saying 4. But my mind is saying, no, after this Gaia 2, I am going to go back and hopefully finish Persona 5, and then perhaps go and play Persona 4. And I actually need to buy Persona 3. I never got Persona 3. Um, with that being said, though, there's a lot more stuff. The play, and that's sort of the whole point of the video, is that the PS2, the mighty PS2, is like, at least for me, a unending source of incredible good games I have never played. Because, like most of you, as a kid, I only had a few games to really play. And as I mentioned in the early start of the video, I never sort of really got back to playing older games when the newer generation was coming out. So there is an absolute shit ton of, I would consider, great games that I never freaking played. Stuff like Grandia 3, that's kind of like the ice on the cake, is a lot of American RPGs for American and Japan only. They never got released here in PAL regions, so especially Grandia 3, I can't wait to play this. I'm really going to try to mod the systems as fast as possible to play it. You know, there's such a shit ton to play, but also stuff like Art Tonelico 2. Now, I don't have Art Tonelico 1. You don't really see Art Tonelico 1 being sold, but I would also consider buying it when I see it at a nice price and when I have money to spend a little bit. But Art Tonelico 2, I never really got into Soul Calibur 3. I played 2 a lot, but I never really sort of sat down and say, hey, I'm going to play Soul Calibur 3 as my side game for a few weeks or a few days and try to get all the characters and try to get storylines. Because back then, you have to unlock characters. You don't have to buy them. You have to unlock characters. You have to unlock costumes. If you are a younger viewer, yes, that's how you do it in older games. You unlock stuff. You don't buy it. But also stuff like Valkyria Profile Valkyrie Profile 2. I never played this game. Never, ever played this game. Even though, even from the back, it looks really cool. Never played Maken Show. Still need to go and play Hack Part 2 and buy Hack Part 3 and 4, even though those are so expensive. And even though I loved Maximo Army Fea Zin, I never really played Maximo. Maximo is one of these games that is like boggling in my mind, like because of the demo that I played back then. And I dabbled with it 1 or 2 times and found it very difficult and like, yeah, I have like 1,000 games to play. I want to play something else, even though this game seems to be extremely good and something different than I mostly play. But not just that. Of course, not just that. There are a bunch of games that, of course, I have played, and I'm at the end of the game, and I really need to finish them. Crimson Tears, I am literally at the end of the game. King's Field 4, yes, this is a Soul-like game. Yes, this is King's Field is a Soulborn, Soul-like game, but then first-person view, and it's a fantastic game. Still need to beat it. I still need to beat Tomb Raider Anniversary. I played the other 2 and Underworld. I need to beat Underworld and Tomb Raider Anniversary. I still need to beat Sly Raccoon 2 or Sly Cooper 2. And I still need to play Sly Cooper 3. I never played Sly Cooper 3. Even though these games are absolutely up my alley, modern games. That's basically why I haven't played all this stuff. Star Ocean, picked it up, played it. I have it on the PS4, and I need to play it. A game that I am literally also at the end boss is Chaos Legion. This game is fantastic. Go check it out. Especially if you like Devil May Cry. This is really cool. It's really a shame that Capcom, well, basically every developer nowadays, are only pushing out the same games. How many The Legend of Hero games have come out in the last few years? So many. How many Ys games? How many Final Fantasies? How many Resident Evils? And okay, Monster Hunter and Devil May Cry, not much, but why not something like Chaos Legion? Why not make something else? By the way, I have to say very quickly, I have seen gameplay of Dynasty Warriors Origin, and it looks cool. It looks pretty freaking cool. Finally, thousands of enemies on screen. A game that I also this is really a story of my PS2 life, if you would say. I dabbled with it. I played it for an hour. I checked it out, but not really gone into it beyond good and evil, even though this is one of these sort of classics of the sixth generation of consoles. I've never really got into the game, like really played it. I only played it basically when you sort of beat the first boss in the cavern. But I got it on PS3. And as you can see, there's just a shit ton of games that I still need to play. And I think, I don't know, I'm just so freaking excited to play all these games. I want to play them all. I want to play them right now, but I can't. I have to really don't try to sort of get burned out and just play them slowly, one by one. And the more I play on the mighty PS2, the best-selling video game console of all time. And I'm saying this because I can still say it now. In a year or two, we're probably going to say that Switch is the best-selling video game console of all time, even though it will never get the status that the PS2 had, at least not in my opinion. Sixth generation consoles, in my opinion, is the golden age of gaming. There has never been a better time in gaming, to me personally, opinion. This system just keeps on giving, and I can absolutely guarantee you, there are piles and piles of games, more to discover, more to play, more that I don't have. To be really honest, sometimes, and this is the last I'm going to say, but if you're actually watching still, I'm very happy and thank you very much. But sometimes I really think about maybe I should sell everything and just go PS2 only, go sixth generation only, and PlayStation 1, of course. But the PlayStation 1 is, I don't really have that many games for it. But sometimes I really think maybe I should sell my 3, maybe I should sell my 4, and especially 5. Even though I do play Conan Exiles here and there with my friends and my girlfriend, and that game is really, really good. And just go play I honestly think, because I play games very slowly, I honestly think that even if I would invest all of my free time in PS2, I would probably never be able to beat all the games in my entire lifetime. I'm a stupid gamer. I love gaming, but I'm not very good at it. I really hope that I sort of try to bring my point up of that I feel such an excitement that I haven't felt since PS3, PS4, since I was a kid maybe, with the amount of games that I really want to play. And that the PS2 really is the king of consoles. The sixth generation was truly the golden age of gaming. And I can't wait. I actually cannot wait to end this video and go play this Gaia 2. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave it in the comments below. Do you still play PS2? I know some of you still play PS2, especially you that's always commenting on your Square Enix collection. Hopefully one day you will have a full Square Enix collection. And there's also someone, or are you the same, who said, I have all the American PS2 exclusive RPGs besides one. I think it was Suikoden 3 or Grania 3. Leave in the comments below which one it was. That was really cool. I hope that one day I can say the same and say I have all the RPGs on PS2 and I played them all. That would be really cool, at least the good ones, because of course there are some really bad ones. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Like always, boop, boop. You're gonna see me next time.